So, you're a brand new agent and you're probably wondering, what the heck do I do now? And I have 1000% felt exactly that same way. So, let's dive on in. I'm going to give you my first 3 steps for what to do after you get your real estate license. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Rebecca. I am a realtor living in Idaho, but I am also licensed in 3 states. And I know how hard it is for realtors to figure out how to run their business and how to market their businesses. And now I'm teaching other realtors how to build a successful business any way they want to and everything that I've learned along the way. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about the 3 main steps that I think every new agent should take after they get their real estate license. So let's jump on in. Okay, number 1, you've just gotten your real estate license. You just got the thing in the mail or the email saying, congratulations, here's your license, here's your license number. And now you're probably like, what the heck do I do now? So how do I get started working? So the number 1 thing that I think you should do right after you get your real estate license, ideally you'll have already started laying kind of the footwork for this, but is to share it with everyone. Post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, make a video about it. Do not be a secret agent. People need to know that you are an agent and why you got into this. And like I said, I think this is something that you should start sharing ideally before you even get your license, as you're working on the process, so it's not a complete shock or surprise to anyone when they hear that you're now a realtor. But definitely make that post and say, hey, I just got my license. I am available to help you guys out, and start making content from there. Hit the ground running and just go for it. Number 2 would be to figure out how you want to market your business. This is something that, of course, every realtor has an opinion on, and everyone is probably going to tell you something different or what has worked best for them, and that's okay, but you need to figure out how you want to run your business. When I first got into real estate, I joined more of an old-fashioned brokerage, and I really didn't know the difference or what to even look for, and so I kind of just joined the first one that I found, and then it took me a little bit to realize that it was not a good fit for me, and it was just not where I wanted to be. That brokerage was all about really traditional real estate marketing methods like cold calling and door knocking and open houses and all of that stuff. And I very quickly figured out that that just was not for me, and I knew that I was not going to be successful in real estate if that's the way that I had to do it. So I kind of just started playing with different marketing methods. I have a background in digital marketing. I literally went from digital marketing to getting my real estate license and transitioning into that whole different career, but digital marketing actually was really, really helpful to me, and it still is in my real estate career, because I already had that background and I was familiar with a lot of newer methods that I feel like a lot of more traditional, maybe older agents aren't as familiar with, and they just aren't open to doing. So as you can probably guess, I ended up leaving that brokerage just because it was not a good fit for me, and everyone was great, but it just wasn't how I wanted to run my business. And like I said, I knew that it was not going to be a good place for me to be successful at, because I hated doing it, I wasn't good at it, and it just was not a good fit for me. So when I was getting started in real estate, and this was only like 2.5 years ago, it's not like this was 10, 15, 20 years ago or anything crazy like that. But I feel like social media was, even though it was already really popular, it was kind of starting to pick up traction more and more for business owners. And I knew that I should be doing more on it, and I knew that that was the best way to build a business organically and just authentically, and just to be able to build a brand as yourself. And so I jumped on Instagram, and I was already on Instagram, of course, just sharing pictures of my family and things like that. But I decided to really just take it to a new level and really dedicate my time to not only building my business, but treating my business as a brand and treating myself as a brand. And I started consistently posting. I started making reels when that got really popular, a year, 2 years ago, whatever it was, and my business has just kind of snowballed from there. After that, about 2 years ago, video content was really starting to take over on social media. Instagram was transitioning from still photos to reels, and YouTube was really blowing up for, of course, creators and business owners and things like that. TikTok was getting huge, and Facebook and Instagram were trying to take what they could out of that piece, and video was just If you wanted to be a successful business owner, video was where you had to be at that time. And of course, it's just grown from there, but that was the beginning of it. So I did something that I never, ever, ever in a million years thought that I would do. And I started not only making videos, like short form videos, like reels and things like that, but I started making YouTube videos. And it was terrible in the beginning. I am not a personality for YouTube. I hated being on camera. Just nothing was in my odds for being a video creator on YouTube. But I made a promise to myself and I kept doing it every week for a year, and I started seeing results from it. And since then, that's how I've grown my business, and that's where I get about 90% of my leads now. And it was the best thing I could have ever done for my business. And I say that very, very long-winded story just to tell you that you do not have to run your business like everyone else tells you to. You can go outside of the box and do things the way that you want to do it, and you can share your personal life, and you can share yourself as a brand and talk about things other than real estate, even though of course you are a realtor, and people will love you for it, and you will absolutely find your audience doing it that way. And if cold calling and door knocking and doing open houses and things like that is your thing, that's totally fine too. But just know that there are so many ways to build a business and to market out there for realtors. Don't feel like you have to fit in this box of doing things in a very traditional way, because it's almost 2023 and there are so many more modern, authentic ways to do things, in my opinion. So just be open to it. So basically, point number 2 is to just try different ways of marketing and figure out what works best for you. And it's okay if you try things and you don't feel like you're good at it, or you feel like maybe you failed at some of them. I have done the exact same thing. It's totally fine. Move on to the next, and you will find what works best for you and your business. I promise you that. Okay, and number 3 is to get plugged in with some sort of mentor, whether that's a team lead or your broker or anyone like that. As a new agent, you need to have someone that's going to be able to guide you through the ins and outs of an actual real estate transaction, and kind of the more legal and regulations part of running a real estate business and having your own business as a realtor. Ideally, this person will also line up with your goals and interests and how you want to run and market your business, because obviously that's a huge part of building a business. But even if they don't, you need to have someone, like I said, that's going to be able to guide you through the paperwork and what actually goes into a real estate transaction. Best case scenario, you're able to meet someone that can help you build your business in the same way that you want to, hopefully someone that's already done it the way that you want to, and that will be amazing for your business, just to have someone that you can lean on and that you can bounce ideas off of, and then, like I said, can help guide you through all of that. But of course, on the other hand, when you do start getting work in real estate, you're gonna need to know how to actually do it and what goes into literally executing a real estate transaction. So that might be, like I said, a team lead that's in your area and is familiar with all of the paperwork and the required steps and things like that that go into a transaction in your state, or your broker will obviously be able to do that. And that's kind of what they're there for, is to ask them any legal questions and the ins and outs of what documents you need to do at this step in the transaction and everything like that. But yeah, obviously there's a lot more that goes into it than just those 3 steps, but I think that's a really good place to get started if you're a new agent. Obviously, I am only licensed in 3 states, Nevada, Idaho, and Tennessee. But if you have any questions as a new agent, or really about anything real estate related at all, feel free to drop them below or email me or connect with me on social media or whatever, and I'd be happy to help you guys out however I can. I may not have the answer, but I will try to point you in the right direction or give you my advice as best as I can. So I hope this helped you guys out. Stay tuned for my video next week. I post a video every week for agents and marketing your business and everything like that. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.